Hi, my name's James from England, and you're watching Since Spacies.
Since Spacies.
Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show. Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show. Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show. Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show. Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show.
Welcome to the Since Spacies Show, episode number 16.
Guess what? Don't you know? It's the Since Spacies Show.
Starring the top loader, Retrokaiser, and Sega Master Tim.
It's the Since Spacies Show, everybody!
G'day, welcome to Since Spacies. This is episode number 16 of the Since Spacies Show, and I am joined by three awesome dudes. We've got Retrokaiser, who I just switched over to him and he's picking a booger or something. I don't know what he was doing there. We got,
I'm just playing with my poop.
got the top loader. How you doing?
Hello everybody, and I will say, but yes, if you are wondering, I am wearing pants.
And
Here's what I asked you
Sega
before
Master
the
Tim.
show.
How you doing there, Sega Master
Hello.
Tim?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
And
I'm at my peak.
he's peeking. People, he's peeking.
At my peak.
We had a bit of technical difficulties getting in there, but
To be honest,
oh my god, shut up. Technical difficulties there. I was wondering if Todd had his pants on. Someone was asking in on the chat there. I think he's lying. I think he's lying. I don't think he actually owns a pair of pants.
I was debating it actually, but I decided in the end there, in case I have to get up, I don't want to shock everybody, so I thought I better put them on.
Okay.
Just for today, okay?
Just for this one bit, okay. And yes, as you can see, I've got the new jacket for the show, thanks to Retrokaiser. Now, the story goes that I was actually in the middle of a stream and I set up a donations goal, and I said, I think it's going to cost about $100. I'm not too sure, but I got to get a new shiny jacket for the Since Spacies Show. And straight away, Retrokaiser kicked in with a donation. Thank you very much. Round of applause, everyone. And I'm the only one applauding. So,
Well, I didn't need to eat that night, so.
Don't be such a negative Nelly. We're all happy.
and Retrokaiser, we've already gone through all of the intro questions for all of you guys. So I'm just going to stick to what are you playing right now? Like, not this very minute, but lately.
What am I playing right now? God, I wish I had the game on me right now. Yeah,
Stop with the props. My God, you're a props. Yeah, he's a props man, this guy.
Stop! With the props!
Go ahead, have to go. You gotta love me playing it.
Well, I'm currently, I'm actually about to start the new Sakura Wars game.
Is it Sakura or Sakura? How do you pronounce that?
Sakura. Yeah, Sakura Wars. About to start that one.
Isn't there a Final Fight? No, Streets of Rage. Sorry, reference in there.
Fight.
Is there a Streets of Rage reference in that game? You don't know. He's going in cold. Okay.
No, I haven't. No, I'm going in naked, folks. So.
Wanna borrow my pants, yeah?
Anything else that you're playing at the moment besides Sakura Wars?
Yes, but right. I was gonna say it's gonna tie into a question, but
He doesn't want to say. He wants to keep it for suspense.
I want to keep it a secret for.
All right. Okay. Well, obviously you haven't had your coffee. Can you just explain to us, by the way, what you told us before coming in, why you're a little bit grumpy? And...
Oh, No, exactly. When I got up this morning, I was like, oh crap, I gotta feed the chickens. So I went out to feed the chickens.
He's changed it
And
from
when I-
chooks to chickens. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Feeding the chooks.
We won't say
Everyone-
jokes that we were saying about his feeding the chickens bit.
Yeah.
Use your imaginations, people, okay?
So yeah,
You're the
you're
one that
feeding.
said you haven't-
Yeah, don't interrupt him. He's feeding the chooks, and
I was
then
out this morning feeding the chooks, and then when I went to walk inside the house, I slipped on the step at the backyard and smashed my hip into the ground. So
Ow.
that was fine. And then when I got up, I was preparing my room to be on the Since Spacies Show. Then suddenly, 5 minutes before I was supposed to hear, my dad's like, "Mom, I need your help moving stuff. I'm about to go on the radio. So, yeah, I'm gonna help me move stuff." So I had to move stuff. So that made me. a
I've
bit more
noticed
fun.
that there's a theme with people that star on the show that they all get called off to go do menial tasks. We had that last show with Wacko Jacko. His wife calls him off mid-show, like in the middle of the show.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's why I keep everyone
just-
out. I say, get out of the house.
Just
leave
to
me
go-
alone, Just give me my space. Like,
You can't get
Shut
out
up!
of the house at
Just
the
to go
moment.
dig some holes in the backyard. That was all. Like, couldn't it have waited an hour or two? No, it needs to be done right now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So top loader.
I like how you said radio, Kaiser, too. You're not Hey, there you go.
Top loader. What have you been
the
playing?
only way they'd understand.
What have you been playing lately?
Finally, you let me talk. All right. So
Oh,
what I've been
God.
playing lately? Well, last night I was playing. Don't interrupt me, guys. Come on, I don't interrupt anyone here. So you got to give me my space to breathe too a little bit, okay?
Okay, read it.
Lately, for last month, I've been playing Mario Maker 2, but that's mainly because of Benji's been loving that game lately. He's got his creative streak going. He's doing very well, creating so many levels. And with the new update they got 3.0, you can actually make worlds now. So he's getting right into making like Super Mario type world levels as well. So every time he plays it, I'm obviously playing with him. So for the last month or so, we've been playing Mario Maker 2, and then I did this update for the 3.0 just this week, which made it even better once again. So already great game. And last night I was playing Streets of Rage 4. We gave Mario Maker 2 a little bit of a miss, so we can play Streets of Rage.
What's happening to your camera there, Toppy? We're looking at your chest. Are you showing off your biceps
I
or
know
something
it.
there? What's going on?
It moved when I was talking.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It
He's trying
moved
to,
when I was
Okay.
talking.
trying to turn us into like one of those boob tuber pages. He's wearing like the yoga pants. He's making a sandwich.
All right, don't panic. I'm back. That's all good now. It's got like this little weight on the back of the webcam, so if you move it just a little bit, even like if you breathe on it, it kind of like sways a little bit. But it must have just went back a little bit because I must have been up too close to it or something. I don't know what
I'll
happened.
tell you
but it went
what,
back.
the internet has taken a dive, and I think not just with you now, but everywhere. Your connection has just gone to potato, so I hope that picks up throughout the show. Sega Master Tim, what are you playing
Hello,
lately?
everyone. I use this Bubble Bobble.
Oh, nice.
I've been playing a lot of Bubble Bobble
Oh, wow.
and Rainbow Islands.
Oh,
Arcade. The arcade that Brian does not have.
Sorry, what was that?
I said the arcade that you don't have, Brian.
Oh, right. Yeah, one day. I haven't got. Where am I going to put it?
One
The
day.
mothership's very
And,
small.
I recently, when I was on leave a couple of weeks ago, I had to get an Xbox 360 because the two that I
Had to.
they both got the red ring of death. And it's fair because I literally found one on the side of the road. So, it was working for a bit, and then it decided to die. But
Was that the original model 360?
the white? Yeah, the white one.
Yeah.
Or was that the black? Yeah.
No, the original white models. They
Oh, the
were.
black.
Oh, black ones didn't usually cark it like that. It was usually the white original models, the OG
Okay,
ones.
well, that's what I got, the white ones, yes. I've got another white one, just because I like the aesthetic, that's all.
Yeah.
But I found this, Sniper Ghost Warrior. I've been enjoying it, and it sort of like matches my gameplay if I play the first person shooter. I always go for the sniper. But yeah, I've been enjoying this.
Bloody camper.
Yeah, I just like to camp.
Like, quick question, Tim. Question.
Cooking marshmallows while looking down the sight.
Quick question, Tim. Quick question. Have you gotten any 360 no scopes yet?
No scopes. Oh, yeah. What,
He doesn't even know what a no scope is.
no.
So
What's
when you're
that?
playing when you're playing a first-person shooter and you are using the sniper gun, and if you can take someone out without looking down the actual sight, it's a no scope. You're not using the scope. No scope.
Oh, no.
And a 360 no scope is when you jump in the air, do a 360, and then shoot someone.
No, I don't think it really allows you to do that in Sniper. It doesn't allow you to. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to.
Oh, so when you go to shoot, it has to go down the sight before it'll actually pull the trigger.
Because the whole idea with that game is stealth. So you can't sort of just run up and say, oh, hello, and bang. You can't really do it. You got to sneak around and try and not be observed.
Yeah, that's the only downside.
So
That's the only downside to using the sniper in Halo games is that if someone comes up to you close range, you got to be really lucky to hit on them.
yeah.
I like those weapons in Halo 2, you know, the sledgehammer and the knife thing, where you go straight up to him, you sneak up to him from behind or whatever, you just like take him out in a couple of hits.
I missed this
I haven't played Halo
sledgehammer. Oh my god, that was one that they took away. That was a weapon that they took that away in 4, and I missed that. That used to be so cool to just go up.
2 they had that knife thing, right? And in the third one I think they had the sledgehammer, maybe. I
Yeah,
can't
and
remember.
you go up to people who are camping, like I don't know, Tim, and sneak up behind them and just let them have it.
No, hang on. I do not camp. It's a reflection of my age. I can't go running around.
Oh, right.
In my wheelchair.
Lucas, by the way, we've got some people in on the chat. We've got Aussie Gamers TV. We've got Tris Megistos. We're just going to call him Tris.
That's Dan.
Oh, right. And anyway, so we've got Lucas asking, is this Sniper Elite Tim is talking about? Yes, it is. You showed it just before, didn't you?
No. Sniper Ghost Warrior.
Oh, sorry, got the wrong one.
Ghost Warrior.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I bought the game. Like I get most of my games from the op shop, but I never got a chance to play it. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to interrupt because the reason why the thumbs up is that Tris has just donated $20 macaroonies. Thank you very much for the donation.
Wow, awesome.
Wow.
Hey, where's the dance music going? Where's your lights? You got lights?
They went off. Yes.
We missed the dance. We missed that cue. You got to give us that cue for the dancing. Jeez, man, all of us got to dance.
All right, let's get and me. As for me, because the Since Spacies Show, and I don't ever usually get to talk about myself. I've just been playing Animal Crossing. I'm just a sucker for that game at the moment. But I've also been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Basically, anything that I'm playing on the stream lately is what I'm playing. So, anyways...
Can I ask one question?
Get used to that, guys, because he's going to be asking that a lot.
What am I missing with Animal Crossing?
We'll touch on that later because there is a question. Actually, that's a very good cue. We have got a question from the uncle of Chunts himself. Uncle Chunt. That was a shit segue.
I gave you the segue. See, I'm here to help you out, buddy.
Uncle Chunt, please help us out here. Take it away.
All right,
It is I, Uncle Chunt, as you can tell by the banner and below. So, I have a question. Me, like everyone else in this quarantine/isolation period, I'm glad we have one of these. I've barely touched mine since Mario, Odyssey, or Smash Bros. But we're all playing that one game, Animal Crossing, and it has me by the heckins, and I'm addicted. I need that 5-star rating before I can walk away. I need it. It's a 3-day weekend. I'm going to get it done. I need to play other games. I just can't stop thinking about this game. It has me. Tell me, what games have you been addicted to? I must know. I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
God, if I had we need a swear jar for every time I have to tell Top Loader to shut up. I
swear.
I played to the question.
need
I
to
played
run
to
a
the
stream.
question, and then Top Loader's just going, "Oh, right, now they can't hear us." I'm the one giving the cues, not you.
I've got a little bell here if you want to use that as a signal to make.
All right, back on track, guys. Thank you very much for the question there, Uncle Chunt. I really am sorry, but we're trying to stay focused here. I'll start. Animal Crossing is the obvious answer to that. I'm just super addicted to that. My wife is playing it right now, and I have to try and grab it from her arms to be able to get a go of it myself. The game. So, yeah. Anyone here? What game are you super addicted to?
Yeah.
Before I cut off, can I ask one thing? Am I the only person in the world who has not played Animal Crossing? And
I
what
haven't played it. I don't understand it either. Bells.
I don't get it.
No, it just feels like Club Penguin with Nintendo characters.
You're talking to the wrong generation.
Yeah.
Is it a game we need patience?
What? No. But okay. Best way, the really quick way to explain Animal Crossing is it's The Sims with animals. That's it.
I hate The Sims.
Well,
Okay.
I don't like The Sims either.
So,
but it's got way more charm than The Sims.
okay, so that's why you don't play The Sims.
I
Because it
used
doesn't
to.
have the charm.
I used to play The Sims back in the day for to just try and suss out what it was about. It had its purpose at one time, but I don't touch it anymore because I'm not interested in it myself. But Animal Crossing's a totally different thing. It's about being able to send messages not only to the animal residents in your game, but because me and my wife play the same game, I can send her presents and letters within the game. So when she opens, it's like a little surprise. Things are unlocking all the time. And
Why don't you get her real presents for real though? Wouldn't that be much more of a surprise?
Shut
Taking her out to
up.
dinner and dancing or something?
I do that as well, you nog.
I'd much rather do dinner than dancing and send presents on a virtual Animal Crossing type game.
I
Anyway,
hope she
so
sends you presents like do the bloody petition.
Come over to my house and do the dishes. Come on. Yeah, you can do it for real. Now that you got all this.
So, and also the other aspect of the game, which most other games miss, is that it is a game that goes for 365 days of the year, plays in real time, and also according to now for the first time in real seasons, because they never used to account for the Southern Hemisphere before, but now they do. So if it's winter in real life, it's winter in the game.
We answer our questions now because you've had a lot of time talking about Animal Crossing. Now we've all got to go across the board.
I was answering
and say
your
our
bloody question, you moron. Oh, anyway, you answer your question. Answer the question at Top Loader because it's the Top Loader show.
Well, I've actually had a 30-year addiction to one specific game, and that's actually Tetris. Tetris DS, obviously,
I
is
need to
still a
get that.
Tetris version. It's actually my favorite Tetris version. Like I started off on the Game Boy. I didn't have a Game Boy, but my friend had a Game Boy, and I got addicted to playing the Game Boy version. Even though I didn't have a Game Boy, I actually had a Game Gear. But I had columns on the Game Gear, but I didn't like that as much as Tetris on the Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
So now, with all the Nintendo generations, I always get a Tetris game. For pretty much every console I bring out, I always bring out a Tetris game. Tetris DS is my favorite Tetris game, though. And I've had with Tetris itself, the franchise, I've had a 30-year addiction to that game. So there's no other game, but I'm still playing this often for at least the last 3 decades. Street Fighter 2 gets close, but I don't think that's quite 30 years. Oh, it is. Is it 30 years for Street Fighter? Yeah, it is. Okay, so Street Fighter 2 is another one, but Tetris is my number one addiction.
I now know why he talks so fast. He's afraid that I'm going to kick him out of the chat. He's got to get his answer in quick. Retrokaiser, you've had your go. Retrokaiser.
Well, this ties into the earlier question on what games we've been currently playing, and that's still the
props man.
The Guitar Hero, the Clone Hero, the guitar music games. I'm still addicted to playing those. I've been playing those for about not quite. There we go.
Hang on, Tim, bring it out again.
Man, I've got no guitar.
I don't have a guitar. Okay, true story. I've said it on the channel before, but I found a Guitar Hero guitar on the side of the road, and I just kept walking. I just like, nope, not going there. Yeah, no, I just left it.
You can't do
Where
that.
are you guys finding all this stuff on the middle of the road? He's finding Xbox, you're finding Guitar Heroes on the side of the road. He's stuff on the side of the road. Where do you live?
I should set up, before I do an episode of the Since Spacies Show, I should set up a bingo card of certain things that you can tick off if they get done, and one of them is going to be props. Props get brought out by Retrokaiser. Yeah.
It's like a bucket.
It's a yeah. Sega Master Tim, what game are you absolutely addicted to?
I can't say one game.
You
I
can.
think I've got
You
about-
can.
No, I can't. Because I get addicted to certain games. So, like Kaiser, Guitar Hero. I'm a big fan of SingStar. Can't get enough of that. RC Pro-Am for the NES.
I will follow
it's a
you. I will follow you where you may go. So I'm just picturing you. I'm just picturing you in the mic singing.
Tim,
Yeah.
the other Sega Master Tim, our old colleague, he's a big fan of SingStar, and I can vouch for it because we spent, when I was up there years ago, we were at his stepsister's house, and we were up until 2 o'clock in the morning singing away, and everybody else was asleep. I don't think they were asleep. They couldn't have got to sleep.
They were trying to tune you out.
Yeah, exactly. There is this one game that not many people know about. It's called Aggress. It's an arcade game, and it's sort of like, like puzzles where you have to slide things around to do a certain thing.
Yeah.
To get an image. It's sort of like that, but you're not trying to get an image. It's sort of like there's this war between two parties, and what you do, once you make this combination, but you've got a copy, you fire off missiles to the enemy, and you just got to work fast. So Aggress is a game that you should check out.
What is it
It's
on?
a puzzle. Sorry?
What system is it on?
It's an arcade, so it's you'll find it on MAME if you can.
Was it
If
ever
you can find
converted?
No, it never was. It never was. You can only find it on the arcade. But yeah, I think it came out in about 88, 89.
Okay.
Yeah. So Aggress, Aggress.
I'll have to look that
Very
one up
weird.
because it sounds pretty cool, and it would be cool to see them maybe do a modern take on that. But all
Don't
right.
answer the future questions here. Go do it in order here.
Yeah, that was the segue.
All right. Well,
That's a segue to the last question, though.
Thank you.
This is a bit silly of me to admit, but the only Aggress games that I know of are all the clones that involve the nudity.
I was waiting for that.
Hey, do us all a favour and keep your pants on. I've set the example for all of us, okay? It's got to be better than Spacey's jacket.
Oh, come on, nothing's better than the jacket. Nothing's better than the jacket. Come on, look at that. Can I get some comments, please? Can I get some, some acknowledgement about the jacket? Come on, I've gone to a lot of trouble for this.
You've got to revive the game show like you used to do. The game show stuff you used to do with those other guys. I forget their names. And you used to do the game show.
What the show? I missed.
Yeah.
I really missed the opportunity to have this or that. That was the Price is Right.
You got the opportunity. You got the opportunity now to do it. You can do it anytime. You got your own channel. You can do it whenever you want.
Goff's in the chat. How you doing there, Goff Yosso? And he's just called me Daryl Summers.
Yeah, Daryl Summers, mate. We'll say that before.
All right, so and you're Dickie Knee. All right, so thank you, Uncle Chunt.
We said that joke before. You can't recycle the jokes. Just because I haven't heard it doesn't mean you haven't said it before.
Tommy, I got a request. Turn around.
Good. I like requests.
Turn around and talk like Dickie Knee.
Hello.
I knew I should have. I knew the whip sound would have come in handy for right about now. All right, so that was Uncle Chunt there. We're going to move on to question number 2. Game Boy Bryant. Oh, this is a good one. Here we go. Game Boy Bryant, please take it away. And this time, please, Top Loader, shut up until I tell you so.
If you can already tell, I'm on one of my maiden voyages again. From the wild blue yonder. I thought I heard a bear over there. Screaming like it's taking a dump. Anyway, question for the day is, because I'm a little bit bored at the moment. Question goes like this. You made fun of me playing this on your stream. You remember that? No surprise. Well, if you were paying attention to when the pre-orders were starting to be announced, that it came with a remaster of this, Doom 64. It actually is a really good Doom game. A lot of people probably got more attention on than they ever did back then. So the question is, do you know any game, new or old, that did something similar with a remaster, or at least an old game in the series that came in with it? Let me know your answers, and I'll see you soon. And before I forget, you better be careful out in the woods like I am right now, because whatever it was that moaned the last time I was out here, I'm fairly certain it came back. See you soon.
Okay, thank you, Game Boy Bryant, for that one. I'm so glad, Game Boy Bryant, that you've decided to leave the house and get the camera outside. You've made the questions way more interesting. And please, you're not in the chat, unfortunately. But if you ever watch this, can you comment down below? Do you actually have bears in your neck of the woods? Like, was that for real? Because I'd like to know. All right, so I can't think of one off the top of my head. The last one that came out was South Park, and you got a complete version of the original game in the series, but that's not really, retro. Top Loader, you're the most prepared with this.
Oh no, I'm always prepared. See, I like to come on here as preparation. Everyone's got their prep sheets, so they should all know the questions. So I'm just saying, that's all I'm going to say right now. Now, so when I first got the GameCube back in the day, I had a PlayStation 2. I didn't really buy a GameCube, but there's one game that everyone kept talking about, and that was
You've got 1 minute.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, okay.
And this version comes with Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I haven't played Master Quest, but I played Ocarina of Time, obviously. So Wind Waker came with Ocarina of Time. I thought it was pretty cool, because back then things like that didn't really happen. I think that was like when it really started, when the discs started coming in. That's when it really started bringing back the old games. You get the new game, you put it onto the disc as well. For some of the old games.
Can I just ask, with that Ocarina of Time, is the emulation on that really good, or is it hokey?
I haven't played it since probably 2004
it's sealed.
as well.
It's sealed.
It's not sealed, mate. It's not sealed. It's open. Look, there's the little discs and stuff. It's not sealed. Very funny, Mr. Smarty Pants. But I'll tell you what, I'll play it. I'll play it just to double check to see what it actually was like, because that was the first time I actually played Ocarina of Time, because I never had an N64. The first time I actually played Ocarina of Time was on the disc itself, so I had nothing to compare it to at that
I'm gonna insert in post edit. I'm gonna insert in post edit a dum 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 sound effect that you didn't own a Nintendo 64 back in the day.
I didn't. I had a Super Nintendo, but I went all PlayStation 1, 2, and then the GameCube, and then a Nintendo 64. After I got the GameCube, that's when I got the Nintendo 64, because I wasn't that into the N64, but when I got it, I liked the controller, but I just didn't like a lot of the games, but I still like the controller of it. Obviously, I've gone through this, I like the controller. A lot of people don't like the controller, I know, but I personally like the controller, okay?
You're a freak. You're an absolute freak.
That's what I like most about the N64, the controller.
That's because Top Loader secretly has free hands.
And where do they all go?
Where's the other one right now?
Where's the third one go?
He had to go there.
Yeah.
Well, that's my answer to my question.
All right.
Did you get the question answered?
Retrokaiser. Shut up, Toppy.
My answers are actually quite boring, because they're all Steam related. There's 2 remakes of retro games that came out on Steam, one being Shadowgate, the other being Carmageddon. And if you pre-ordered those, you got the original Shadowgate and the original Carmageddon with them.
Okay.
Play Carmageddon.
Yeah.
Oh,
boring,
I
eh?
loved Carmageddon. It was just like
Really?
such a violent, over-the-top game,
Yeah.
and
Didn't they ban it here for a while in Australia?
Yeah.
they
yeah,
did.
and it was the
Yeah.
only game that I've seen where you get artistic kill points. That was awesome.
Charming.
What
So-
do you mean artistic kill points? What's that mean?
You'll have to look it up. Sega Master Tim.
I'm like you, Brian. And sorry, I can't remember anything.
I got
really,
one.
with
I
the
got one.
bonus
yeah.
retro. Yeah.
Well,
I
well,
think
well.
the
See,
only-
well. Top Loader was rambling on. I came up with some. I was tuning out.
I'm here to help, buddy. I'm here to help. In any way
The only
possible.
close thing I can recall, and it wasn't like retro related, was the surprise that you got the bonus maze game built into the Master System. That's the only thing I can bloody well remember.
Okay, well, I've got one. Animal Crossing, the GameCube version. You could actually collect NES games. If you dig them out, you actually dig them out of the ground, and it's shaped like the NES, the old console. And when you put them in your home as like display items, and it's weird, they had like 12 or so games, I can't remember the exact amount, but there was a handful of games that even though they were in the data, you could not unlock them. For some odd reason, they put them in the game, and then someone upstairs said, no, you can't put that in. So they forgot to take the ROM out of the actual disc, and the only way you can unlock those particular games, I think they're like referred to as the Forbidden Four or something like that. One of them being Super Mario Bros. And the other one, The Legend of Zelda. Of course, the good ones.
Spaces.
What?
You've missed your cue, mate. You've missed your cue. If you're saying that, you've missed your cue completely. Shenmue, doesn't it have the hang-on game in it?
Yeah, it does. It does. But I think
Does that count?
I think we're getting off topic here because I think
No, it's not. It's the same thing. It's
No.
the same thing. How
No,
is
the
that
original
different?
point that Game Boy Bryant was making was that when you ordered Doom Eternal, you got a copy of Doom 64 with it.
I'm going by your cue. You mentioned Animal Crossing.
I know.
emulation.
I'm just
going by
desperate.
your
I'm
cue.
just-
If
I
you're
agree
gonna
with
say
Poppy.
that,
He's mentioning games within games now, not games that come with games, but games that come in games.
but if he's gonna say the Animal Crossing one, he's got to bring up Shenmue. That's what I'm
Right.
saying to him. How he missed his cue. There. He missed his own
I
cue.
did miss my.
If you bring up
because I was,
Shenmue, you got to bring up Pac-Man too. 'cause
I was
that
too
comes
busy
with
making
the
a
original
point.
Pac-Man built into it.
But you can unlock games in games like TMNT on the GameCube. I think you can unlock the original arcade, but they changed the music in that because of the copyright. But
God, that
I never
annoys
got
me.
that.
You know
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden Black, you can unlock Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Any
Yeah,
others
there's a
that
lot
come
of
to
games
mind?
like that, but I think, like you said, we get a game with one, but you actually buy. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
which is the one I brought up with Wind Waker. That was the first one that came to my mind.
And that was a
So, like your
good
TFT
example.
fellas,
Good
I told you
example.
I'll hold you up.
Good example.
Okay.
I said
Very
good
good.
example. Thank you.
Yeah.
Game Boy
I just
Bryant,
wanted to hear it.
Game Boy Bryant, thank you very. Yes, Top Loader, I'm complimenting you for a change.
I just want to hear it clearly. That's all. I want to get a soundbite later of that. That's all.
All right, thank you. I know this guy's ego is just off the charts. Game Boy Bryant, thank you. That's coming from a guy wearing a gold jacket. Come on. Game Boy Bryant, thank you very much for that one. And the next one, I've come prepared. That doesn't say that. What does that say? It's back to front. Anyway, I'm prepared. Is what I'm saying.
Can I ask you why you're prepared? Can I ask you why your questions are prepared?
Sorry.
What's the specific reason why you got your questions prepared? Was there a specific reason? Was it because I asked for it, or because you was just going to do it anyway?
Because I'm the host of the bloody show.
You never normally do it. Now you're all of a sudden starting to do this, which I like.
I'm really
I love.
regretting.
I'm
I'm really regretting the choice of having you on the show at the moment. And Sega Master Tim's frozen. He hasn't moved. He's just
Yeah, he's moving. He's moving.
Oh, now he is. Okay, sorry.
He was just still, mate.
Yeah. He's in awe and shock at what's happening. All right, next question is coming from Stewie. Stewie, come on, Stewie. Let's hear it
We
from
love
Stewie.
Stewie.
We love Stewie. Stewie, what
We
have you
love
got
him.
for us? And Toppy, shut up for a second. All right.
Question for your show. I was going to ask, is there any games that you guys have bought recently or even in the past you've really been super psyched to get, and you've thought, oh my god, I need this game so badly, and then you bought it day one, and then it turns out the game is absolute garbage, and you were like so disappointed. And on the other side of that coin as well, is there any other games where you have done the same? You know, you've thought, I don't know, the reviews have been a bit unkind and everything else. You thought, I'll take a punt and give it a wee go, and it's turned out to be an absolute gem. So I'm just curious to see if there's any games you obviously like that you would recommend. Hey guys, I hope you have an absolute brilliant time and enjoy the show. have good fun. Bye.
The reason why there was a bit of a delay there is because I spent all that time telling Toppy to shut up. That's a bingo game and a half, or a drinking game.
That's an exaggeration.
All right, so Stewie is asking a game that you either bought super excited about and it turned out to be a dud, or did you buy a game thinking meh and it turned out to be wow. Sega Master Tim, we'll start off with you if you can think of one. Yeah.
I got both experiences. So the first one, like back in the late 80s, wrestling was really building up here in Australia. WWF, as it was called back then, WWF. And I was getting hooked into it, and I thought, got to get a wrestling type game out there. And I looked out, and there it was. Pro wrestling on the Master System.
Oh no!
What a box of tripe that was.
Love the cover.
It's nothing. It was nothing like the Nintendo, the official licensed Nintendo game with WWF with Hulk Hogan and that. But it was just terrible. There was
mind you, in all fairness to it was way before WWF games even became a thing.
Yeah, I know, but still, it was shit. So,
yeah, I know it was shit. I know. What year did that come out? It was like 84 or something. It was hang on, 86 or 87. Yeah,
88.
So it came out at a time when it was the innocent period of Sega, but back when they were still trying to find their ground.
Yeah, so there was that. There was a terrible game.
Yep.
And then what I thought was a terrible game ended up being an amazing game. And I mentioned this before, and that was Bubble Bobble, because I just hated the game because I couldn't play it for free, and it was so difficult to play.
What a reason to hate a game!
But yeah, you think about it. And then
worst game of the year should be free. The negative point has a price tag.
But as a kid, when I was a kid, it was hard for me to play. Being in the arcades.
No, that's a fair
point. And now, like I've got more free time. I appreciate the game a hell of a lot more.
You should write reviews for IGN. Too much water plus has a price tag.
Yeah, let's just.
Anybody can write a review for IGN.
Yes. It's like those band magazines that you get dropped off in front of the pub. That's what I found with Bubble Bobble. Yeah.
Retrokaiser.
Well, for this, you have to go back all the way to the 90s, late 90s, 1999 to be exact. Where I was at a Blockbuster video one day after reading several issues of Nintendo Magazine, or Nintendo Entertainment Magazine, whatever the magazine was called.
Yeah.
Nintendo Magazine System, whatever. The official Nintendo Magazine. And they were hyping up this game called Glover. A game where you play as a glove with eyes, throwing a ball around to get to places.
What could go wrong?
I was like, this is good.
I said, what could go wrong? That concept. That just sounds like an absolute gem.
No.
Like, this is gonna be good. You're walking on the ball. You're unlocking secret areas. So the time goes. I get to Blockbuster Video, and I'm like, it's here. It's finally here, because it was never in stock. Someone was always renting it. And by the time I played, I was like, wow, this is Glover. When I started playing it, wow, this is Glover.
Not a fan.
No, such a disappointing experience. You were doing all those things, but it felt so clunky and felt so, I don't know, rough. It felt so wrong. It just wasn't fun.
I don't think I've ever bought a game and then it turned out to be a stinker, because I'm always really careful on what games I buy. I mean, they're what, $90 a pop, so or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
So I guess what?
When you're in the 90s, you're a bit older than me, so it was harder for me to really, because like you a bit older, had a bit more money. For me, it was definitely specific. If you got a game, you had to make sure you were spot on with that choice.
Well, there's
Sometimes
that too.
You would come across one that would not be good, but you would thought would have been good.
Well, if you want to go into the back in my day conversation, not only did you have to pay. What are you doing?
Oh man.
What was that audio?
That's not me.
Tim's dropping marbles.
I don't know what that is.
It's Tim.
I don't know what it is.
Tim, your mic is pushing up against the zipper and it's making fart sounds.
Oh, bloody zipper.
All right. So anyway, back to the back in my day conversation. The game was about $40 back then, a new game, which was a lot of money back then. And they slowly crept up in price as the years went on. But it wasn't just the actual cost of the game, but I had to wait up to 2 to 3 weeks for the game to actually arrive. So I would mail it. I'd have to actually get on a bus and go to the post office, which is a few suburbs over, write out a money order and send that away, and then wait for that game to arrive in the letterbox. And people just don't.
What game's that for? What games is that for? Like a Commodore 64 or something? Like
the SC3000.
Oh, okay.
The Sega.
What are you talking about?
Well, there wasn't a lot of video game stores. It wasn't really an accepted format. Atari to a degree.
That's true.
But
by the time the NES came along, it was a bit different. My dad used to send away for Commodore 64 games, for example, right? But by the time the NES and Master System came along, you could go to like Kmart or whatever and get something. And they started off at $40. They went to $100 by the Super NES era. They started off about $40 in the NES. Then went to $100 Australian, $100.
Yeah. G to the next level's in the chat, and G to the next level is saying, Retrokaiser, your beard has become epic.
Hey, do I get to ask my question or what?
Sorry, Top Loader. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Go for it. Wow.
Jeez. You want to go on to your own stories about sending the game away?
I'm doing the rounds. I'm not doing the rounds in the normal order. Go, just answer the bloody question.
Who's going off topic here? Not me.
Go.
You're going off topic.
Go.
All right,
answer.
right.
Shut up.
So let's flip it a coin. I'm going to go both sides of it. So a game that I thought was going to be really good, and a company that I had a lot of faith in back in those days, but not this days. The franchise also that I loved so much. I was very excited to get this game. And when it came and I put it into my Super Nintendo, I was highly disappointed in this game. And that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Oh!
Now, Spacies, I know you like the game, but I personally was ultra disappointed with that game. From the announcer to the music, there's one character that I liked, and that was Asuka. She was probably the best one to use.
You need to get the Japanese version then. She shows more drum in the Japanese version.
I have the Japanese version. I actually have the Japanese version as well. I have the Supercom version as well. So that's my first part of the question. The second part, my son's into Mickey Mouse, right? So I'm looking for Mickey Mouse type games for the consoles. Anyway, I came across this game. I'm like, I've never heard of this game for the Super Nintendo because it wasn't released for the Super Nintendo. It was released for Super Famicom, which is basically a Super Nintendo, but branded obviously in Japan as Super Famicom. We didn't get a lot of Super Famicom games. So
I feel sorry for your wife. I really do feel sorry for your wife. I didn't know this game existed. Has anyone heard of Magical Quest 3?
Yes.
Can you keep it still? Your potato footage is making it really hard to see it. Can you?
Well, you're going to have to put up a thumbnail or a picture or something, because I tell you what, I did not expect much to play in this game because I like Mickey Mouse games, but I was like, well, if I haven't heard of this game, surely I would have heard of it if it was good. So I started playing it, and I honestly believe it is the best Mickey Mouse game on any console at any given time, and for some reason it gets almost no love, and I have no idea why. The only reason why I can think of is because it was a Super Famicom exclusive at the time.
Yeah.
It did eventually come onto the Game
Because
Boy Advance.
Angry
yes.
Video Game Nerd hasn't played it. That's why no one talks about it.
Yeah, but that's true.
Metal Jesus hasn't recommended.
It's not
hidden
on
on Jam.
It's not on top IGN list or something. Yeah.
No, I was going to say
Anyway,
that there's
so-
also a Master System Mickey Mouse game that I never knew about, where it's like a Jack and the
Cut
versus.
Revolution.
No, Jack and the Beanstalk style game starring Mickey Mouse,
Oh yeah.
and no one talks about
Really?
it. Yeah, and it's actually
That-
it was a later
That's a good show for you, man.
it was a later release. So and just on Tournament Fighter, I can't find the hyper review. It's buried away in amongst the magazines down there. But I liked the game. I gave it a decent rating. I didn't say it was better than Street Fighter 2. I just said that I thought it was the other way around. I was expecting it to be lame cash in, but I actually enjoyed playing it. So, and I thought that there was enough diversity from one character to the other to make it enjoyable.
I think, look, my expectations are high because at the time Konami were really good.
I think
with
you're
their
high in
Turtles
general.
franchise. But yeah, my main issue was with it. Like, I like the comic books too, right? And a lot of the characters from the comic books, I don't think a lot of kids really knew exactly who every single one of these characters were. Even though they were good characters, I just thought they should have put more characters from the TV show into the game at the very least. Put a couple of characters from the comic books, but I think they just put way too many comic book characters into it. And half of them, I'm like, who the hell is Wingnut and all this? I mean, you might be in the show, actually. I don't know. I don't remember seeing them, in all honesty. But I'm pretty sure a lot of them are from the comic books.
Wait.
I think.
Sorry, I accidentally bumped the button. Sorry, my fault. My bad. So keep going as you
What
were.
button?
I accidentally.
I tried to thought. Now you just ruined everything. Now you ruined it. I was trying to thought. Look, I think my expectations for that game were just so high. I think it is. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I just think it's a very average game, especially playing Street Fighter 2, where it's at such a high level for one-on-one fighters. I just really do think they dropped the ball. I just wish they gave us one more classic beat 'em up in that era, and unfortunately, we never got it.
Okay, we done?
No. I keep going if you want. I keep talking.
Because we're
about
all
it if you
just
want,
here
man.
sitting here checking our Facebook, checking our Twitter feed, because we're just
You
waiting.
wanted the questions, and
Okay.
I got you the answers.
Many answers. Okay. All right. No, thank you,
I
Stewie.
said answers. I said plural.
Okay. Thank you for that, Stewie. The next one is from someone that's new to the channel, the Kakastorm. The Kakastorm. I kind of love the name. I saw it come up in my email notification. The Kakastorm has subscribed to your channel. I thought that's a brilliant name. And it turns out he's actually thrown in a question. Question number 4 for Kakastorm. Please take it away. And guys, just wait for the cue.
We do. You don't give us the cue.
Given the chit-chat that's been going on in the Twit sphere for the last week or so about people's personal favourite controllers, I have to admit, my favourite D-pad is the circle pad on the Mega Drive and the Saturn. However, I don't want to hear just your top 10 controllers. What I'd like to hear is if you guys could design your ultimate controller, what features would you have?
Thank you, Kakastorm. I just like saying the name. I'm going to go first with this one. Oh, bit of focus issue there. I'm going to go first with this one. I would love to have every controller have some sort of a screen on it. Some like similar to what Dreamcast did, but bring it forward with an LCD screen. Not necessarily like the Wii pad, because I think that went over the top. Just something to show, your map or something along those lines on there, so you can look down quickly, glance. Oh, okay. So you don't need the head-up display taking up all the real estate on the screen. And the only other thing I
like the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, similar style to that. I would also like to have more controllers have a speaker inbuilt to do like what the PlayStation 4 did. That was brilliant. And playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and the phone call when you're making the phone calls and it came out on the speaker on the controller, I thought that was just an awesome touch. But that's just my 2 cents, guys. We'll go with Sega Master Tim.
Well, my idea, like everything's since day one. It's all been about ergonomics and that. And what I always thought that, so when you design the control pad, you have your usual buttons and all gizmos on the top there, but underneath, you should be able to mold the under part, the underside of the controller to your hand. So with like mouth guards, you stick them in hot water.
Bad memories. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You do the same thing with the controller. So what you do is that you have the underbelly, you put it in hot water, then you take it out, and then when it cools down a bit, you just clasp onto it so it molds into your own hand.
What could go wrong?
That could be, well, nothing really. I mean, there are, like, I've heard stories of people, like, we've heard it all the time, like, oh, you know, this doesn't suit my hands, that doesn't suit my hands. Well, wouldn't it be good if you could mold it in a way for your own hands? That wouldn't be a bad idea. So, that's
or maybe
my idea.
a place where you can go in and put the hand in and they 3D mold it to your hand. 3D molding, not like the old. They'll get high tech with it.
Okay.
Retrokaiser.
Like welding the controls.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop doing it.
Sorry.
Stop doing it. Retrokaiser, what's your answer on this?
Cup holder.
That's it. That's
Hey, for my alcohol. Great idea, buddy. Great idea. I'm all for it. And a shot holder, a little shot holder. Let's go. I'm ready to play, boys.
Why don't you just have a mini bar?
Right in the middle.
To the side.
That's right.
A button to it needs like a third
Disco lights.
like a third
Disco
knob to launch out the gumballs.
Disco lights, mate. You know,
Well, the PlayStation 4 had that, didn't it? And that was the one thing that I really can't stand about that controller.
The light.
It's got a freaking torch on the front. Like, what good...
Yeah, it drains the battery.
Oh, that's terrible for playing Rock Band, because especially if you leave the controller there, because it like goes with the lights in tune to the beat of the song. So you're just playing guitar and suddenly death metal goes da-da-da-da, and you're like, ah! The strobe goes off.
Lucas from Aussie Gamers TV is got to go. So thanks for joining in there. And if you missed, you'll see the replay on YouTube later, the edited version, cutting out all the top loaders bits.
So it'll be 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly right.
Just a 5 minutes.
But serious answer though. Serious answer. I'd like there to be like a little switch on the controller. And like made in a way to where it can be played upside down in case you're left-handed.
Atari Lynx style.
Yeah.
Atari Lynx is still the only console that has catered to left-handers. Oh no! Actually, there is a Sega Saturn joystick, and if you wanted to play left-handed, you lift up the joystick, and underneath the buttons. On some sort of like a swivel device, and they go the other way. So when you hold it normally, it's like that. When you want to convert it, you lift it up, swing it over, and lock it into place and put it down again. Oh, that hurt. But that's the only one that I can think of. Top Loader, have you got an answer formulated yet?
Do you remember that Namco controller? It used to be a swivel of Ridge Racer, I think. Yeah.
That's good.
I remember that. I actually liked it, but yeah, I haven't got one. I would love that one. Oh, he's looking. I bet you got one, don't you? Hey? Are they expensive now? I didn't even know that.
Getting them is hard. They're just not really easy to find. But this is the controller you're talking about.
I didn't think I would be.
The Negcon, and to turn and twist is the steer, and it puts so many people off. They can't stand the ergonomics of this. But when you get used to it, you don't want to go back to a normal controller. It is so cool. Yeah. But anyway,
honestly, that's probably my answer. It's already been done though. But like the controllers now, I like the Nintendo Switch Pro. I just like buttons, and like I don't really need that much extras. You've already got like snapshots, you've got the home button, you've got vibrations, you've got so much stuff. Maybe I don't know if you need a camera on there. I don't think so though. Like you don't really need a camera on there. Maybe you get one that twists like that, but that's really the only thing I can think of because the Pro Controller as it is, I think it's pretty standard now. Like, I don't know how much more you can do with them. That's going to, like, change them to be so different.
So changing...
I just like how they are now.
Changing... did we get an answer from Sega Master Tim? We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
First.
I was gonna say, just on this topic, what's your favorite controller? Retrokaiser.
Sega Mega Drive 6-button controller.
I'll ask Top Loader late. Sega Master Tim. Shut up, Sega Master Tim. Sega Master Tim.
Yeah, I'm the same. The 6-button Mega Drive. Yeah. I like that.
If you want my answer, you'll be able to watch my video, the top 10 controllers of all time. And
hey, it's always good to plug stuff online, isn't it?
And I forgot. And before I get Top Loader's answer, this show is brought to you by SinceSpacies.com, where you can get all my merch, including hats, the bag, which I've got around here somewhere. I should have prepped for this, but yeah, SinceSpacies.com. All right, now Top Loader, your answer.
Unfortunately, you can't get that gold jacket. Fortunately.
No, maybe an idea. Maybe an idea for later.
Oh God, no!
I already know the top answer. I know his answer already.
Look, I'm going to say three things and three things.
No,
only, okay?
one controller.
Number one, my favorite controller of all time is, of course, the Super Nintendo controller.
I knew it.
Number two, yes, the 6-button Mega Drive and Saturn button controllers are very good. For Street Fighter, I still prefer the shoulder buttons. If you can't handle the shoulder buttons, Spacies, you should just get out of the game room, because that's how we were brought up, with the shoulder buttons on the Street Fighter. You know it. That's how we were brought up.
They bastardized the game. It was not meant for that.
Kids at home playing their Street Fighters on their shoulder buttons. That's the way to play the game.
Really?
I like it on the arcade as well.
Wrong, then.
I like it. No. I like it on
You
the
prefer it, but
buttons.
it's not how the
Shoulder
game.
buttons.
It's not how Street Fighter was designed.
I know, but on the home consoles it was. Now, we're talking about home consoles. Remember, we're not talking about arcade games, we're talking about home consoles. Now, the third thing that I'm going to say is that, yes, I actually do think that the Nintendo 64 controller is a good controller. I'm the only person in the world to say that, but I'm going to stand by what I say in this situation.
Because you're drunk most of the time.
Only on a Friday night. It's not a Friday night, it's a Saturday morning. This is where I'm hungover. This is the hungover session.
The hate I've got for the Nintendo 64 controller is real. I tried playing it.
I know. I believe you.
And it's a mess. It's just
what do you like about it? Like,
it's a gimmick. It's nothing but a stupid gimmick. And the Hori Nintendo 64 controller proves that it was totally unnecessary. It was all unnecessary to have that stupid middle banana.
It only has
part.
one flaw. It only has one flaw, and that's the analog stick. It breaks
easy.
and gets powdery after a while. That's the main flaw of it, really.
Only if you're playing Mario Party. That's when the
where you go like spinning around and stuff. I realise that, but I think that
just on that controller,
the analog stick, they really popularised the analog stick. It popularised the analog stick in home controllers.
Didn't Nintendo have to hand out gloves to people because of Mario Party? So they had to give out gloves because it was giving them they were given burn marks. They were getting burn marks from playing, doing that.
Is that real?
It's real. It's a real story. It's a real story. Okay, thank you very much. And the next one is from G to the next level, who's lurking in the chat, I believe. G, and guys, remember, please wait for me to give you the cue to talk off camera. G to the next level, what have you got for us?
Hey, Spacies, glad to see the show coming back, man. So as you can see behind me, I just got through streaming and playing Streets of Rage 4. I know you guys have probably played it, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So my question that I have for you guys is, now that Streets of Rage has made a comeback, Panzer Dragoon has made a comeback, what do you guys think should be the next Sega franchise to get this kind of treatment? Really nice to know your thoughts, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that G to the next level. I don't know. What I would like to see Golden Axe. I really would like to see Golden Axe.
Yeah.
Be given a proper resurrection. Or Girls' Garden.
No one.
No, Golden Axe is my answer on that one. Top Loader.
Well, you know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I guess I'm going to have to sound like one just for today. I've said it many times now, because I'm going to sound like a broken record, I'm going to say 2 games, because I've said this one game 1,000 times on this show. And that is Wonder Boy, right? Wonder Boy. I love this game. Actually, on the Master System, I've had 3 games, but also different. I just wish they've got Monster Land and all that now, I know, but it's not Wonder Boy. It's obviously
Monster Boy.
It's Monster Boy. It's basically Wonder Boy, but I just wish that they would just bring back the Wonder Boy branding again, or even make one like the original one. This is the second one. I wish they made one just like a platformer like the original one was.
And not
'Cause I really
like,
love that
and
game.
not Adventure Bloody Island. That's a rip-off.
But I'll just read the back of the box of this Wonder Boy 2, right? Let me read it just for a second. This is Wonder Boy 2. I'll just read the back of the box of this. I was reading it while I was sitting there waiting for you guys to finish talking. I thought it was quite funny. Wonder Boy is back, but this time he's playing for keeps. No more cute dolls, fruit, or milk. No more, that's at the back of the box. No more cute dolls, fruit, or milk.
I actually liked that about the original one. That was kind of fun. It was fun.
That's what I thought too. Now, my second answer to the question, I think that should be brought back, but in fairness, there has been very many homages to this franchise and franchises similar to this, and that's Shinobi 3. So I wish they made like a
Good
Shinobi
one.
4. Yeah, this is my favorite Mega Drive game
Yeah.
ever. I will say they are making many good like Ninja Gaiden type games. Like you got the Cyber Shadow game, I think, and the Messenger. If you haven't played the Messenger, it's a newish game, probably a couple of years old now. It's a phenomenal game. I highly recommend that game to anybody who loves like Ninja Gaiden games. And I saw this other game, but I have not owned yet. I'm not sure if it's available. I think it might be. It's Cyber Shadow. It's called Cyber Shadow. It looks even better than the Messenger. I personally haven't played it yet, so I can't 100% say if it's good, but it looks phenomenal. The cutscenes in that game are all animated, pixelated, 8-bit, glories type stuff. Exactly what I remember from the NES Ninja Gaiden games. Not so much Shinobi, which I pointed out just then. I wish they made another Shinobi game, but we are getting many games that are like Ninja Gaiden.
That you done?
Right.
I know, right? This is the problem. Okay, and this is the problem I got with you. This is the problem I got with you with prep dancers. Is that you go on.
That's not prep dancers. This is
Totally prep. Sega Master Tim, your go. Sega. You had your go. You had your go. Where's the mute? Where's the bloody mute button? All right, go. Sega Master Tim.
All right. I've probably said this before. It's probably Altered Beast. And you just take it. The last rendition of it, I think, was 2005, 7, something like that. So I would just take it to the extreme and make it ultra gory, really, really gory. So
which game? Sorry, Altered Beast. Yeah.
Altered Beast. The other one would be Crazy Taxi. And,
Yeah.
modernize it. Yeah, and get all the
licenses back.
The shops, the landscapes, get all the licensing going. The great soundtrack for the times, just ramp it up. Yeah. So I think those two, Altered Beast and Crazy Taxi, would be awesome.
Nothing from the older generation. I'm a bit surprised with that. I mean, Altered Beast was a bit old, but
Altered Beast was definitely old, but I don't know. You could say
so count
Fantasy Zone.
Fantasy Zone would be good with modern graphics.
Yeah. If they stuck with the side scrolling, I don't want any of this, sort of first person shooter rubbish.
No.
Keep it
Make
original,
it
just
pseudo 3D, but in a 2D.
Yeah.
Okay. Sega, if you're watching, that's a good plan. All right, and then thank you for that one. G to the next level. G was watching, but he had. Oh, sorry. What? Oh, sorry. I forgot.
You skipped.
Oh no.
Sorry. I've got to put little place markers here. Go on. Sorry.
Yes, you do. Since you were talking about older Sega games, the one that comes to mind is like, when's the last time we had one of these? And that's Columns. I think it's about time to have a new Columns game.
I'm done. Actually, you know what? No, it's not such a bad answer. It's not. They've never really done it well. They've never really done a good job
like
with
Candy
columns.
Crush. Candy Crush is like it.
The third one was pretty good. Column 3.
Have you ever seen the cover for Columns 3? It's just got like this random balding guy just staring at the like me maybe, but
hey, you shouldn't be saying things like that.
But I'm actually got enough hair. I'm all right. But yeah, they just got this weird random dude on the cover, and it's just like, what have you got to do with Columns? Why we got this on our cover? But Columns is a good answer. I think that they could do.
I got 2 more picks.
He's got 2 more.
Not my fingers like that though. I got 2 more picks, and they're both I want to see done like the Streets of Rage, Toe Jam and Earl style, and that's Comic Zone and Vector Man.
Okay. I'll
be
take.
open to see them with like the modern Neo retro look. And Dragon Force, only because I could never find that game as a kid, and I want to play it in an affordable re-release.
Have you guys played the Lemmings game that's been released on phones?
Lemmings.
It's pretty it's very addictive. It's like you touchscreen Lemmings. It's one of those games though, you gotta pay for that. You gotta watch the advertisements, but the game itself is actually pretty good. I hate those games too, but the gameplay of it's pretty good. Hey? Yes,
that's the one thing Lemmings. Yes, that's the one thing that Lemmings would be excellent to play on a touch.
No, it works better than the mouse. It works better. It actually works better. It works better.
I was just going to say that there wasn't lag. There wasn't lag just then. That was just Retrokaiser pausing, and he was just.
Distracted by Tim playing with his microphone.
Yeah, sorry. I've got Millie here, and she's been a little bit distractive.
Okay. We're almost finished.
We were just bored.
We got the last question coming up, guys. But thank you, G, to the next level. G was actually popped out to get something to eat, and he missed his own question. You'll get to see it later. Don't worry. Yeah, I was going to say you'll get to see it later on YouTube. Okay, so the last question number 6. I think Toploader knows this person very well. This is Stacy or Mrs. Toploader. I don't know. Has she got a stage name yet?
No, well, she does it on YouTube, but it's not for games, it's for gardening.
What's her channel called? Plug it.
Mrs. McDonald Gardening. She's only just started, but it's actually getting some views on it, eh?
She missed an opportunity. She could have had McDonald Has a Farm. Mrs. McDonald Has a Farm.
Oh, she's going to a farm tomorrow. She's going to a farm tomorrow.
Mrs. McDonald Has a Farm. Spaces. There you go. You missed an opportunity. Maybe you could rename the channel.
I'm looking forward to seeing a time where her and Toploader appear on Gardening Australia.
All right, Mrs. Toploader, please take it away.
With the release of Streets of Rage 4 next week, I'm sure that's all we will be hearing about. But my question is about some beat-em-up games that we don't really hear about. Maybe something new, or maybe something from the 80s. Something that rose up, but didn't quite go the distance, and didn't have the will to survive, unlike the Eye of the Tiger. Bye!
Thank you very much there, Mrs. Toploader. I was just saying, though, when I watched that question for the first time... I had to watch it 3 or 4 times because I realized there wasn't actually a question. There wasn't a question. She goes, you wrote it.
For her to say. It's a question.
It's not a question. She goes, my question is to do with it. But there wasn't a question. She goes, my question is about a game that really could have but didn't and blah, blah, blah. But there was no... I was just like, okay, so what's the question? So I'd made a question up. What old beat-em-up deserves a new lease of life? I've made the question.
Well, it's basically saying that, but it's also saying, but what new games that's a beat-em-up you don't really hear about as well. But we'll go with what you're saying there.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll go from there anyway. It's a segue because we were just talking about it with Sega Master Tim as he said Altered Beast. There's a game that me and my son Benji play on the main setup. Now, if you've got MAN, guys, check out this game because to me, it's like a spiritual successor to Altered Beast. In fact, I actually prefer it to Altered Beast. It's called Metamorphic Force. Have you heard of that?
No.
No one's heard of it. You should. No, honestly, After this, if you got a MAME, get the ROM or check out a YouTube clip. It's what Altered Beast really should be if it was a sequel. That's the best you're going to get for an Altered Beast sequel without there being an official Altered Beast sequel. So if you haven't heard of Metamorphic Force, check it out. It's a great beat 'em up. It's very much like Altered Beast. In my personal opinion, much better and a spiritual successor to it. It's not made by the same people, by the way.
Sega Master Tim?
Splatterhouse.
Nice.
That would be good.
Drops Mike. Drops Mike.
Now walk out.
You're sort of getting this theme from me that there's a lot of gore.
Yeah. I think it was all those it was all that user art that was sent in with featuring Mario heads on a severed, spine.
Yeah. No, a lot of Walking Dead I've been watching, so so I think Splatterhouse would be a good one. Maybe even Ninja Gaiden. Oh, not Ninja Gaiden. Dragon Ninja. Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. That would have been a good one to restart.
Yeah.
Sorry to go off topic here, but
Buddy
when
will.
you mentioned Walking Dead, when you mentioned Walking Dead and beat 'em ups, the first thing that comes to mind is like, that would be awesome seeing like a Dynasty Warriors game based on The Walking Dead. Just going crazy combos through hordes and hordes of zombies.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But what's your answer?
Running Battle.
Oh, that game was shit. That game
It
was shit.
but It's so bad that it's
What is that game?
funny.
What? I didn't even know.
It was an endless runner before endless runners existed.
Yeah.
A what?
It was an endless runner before endless runner term was even coined.
What was it on? Like arcade?
Master
What was it?
System.
Arcade, yeah.
Master
Oh, okay.
System.
System.
It was shit.
Oh, okay.
It was
It's a
shit.
bad generic beat 'em up shooter.
Is it better than Action Fighter on the Master System?
Don't hate on Action Fighter. That game.
I love
it's
it.
a Spy
No, I
Hunter
love it.
ripoff, but it was fun.
No,
it
I
was
love
fun.
it.
I like
Did
the
you
music.
ever get a code special?
But
Did you do,
another.
What's that?
Did you
Sorry.
get a code special with a dot? And you go straight to the helicopter on the plane?
Yeah, there
Get
was
the
a few
A, B, C,
cheats
D,
for that.
E, F?
Yeah.
But the reason why I mentioned Running Battle is just purely because of one power up that's in this game that makes you look like you just go crazy like someone who high on cocaine. Like, imagine Bruce Lee fighting people, but imagine Bruce Lee high on cocaine fighting people.
How's it go? How's it
I used
go?
to play Bruce Lee on a Commodore 64.
No, wait. Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Can you, how'd it go again? Tim,
One
do you,
more time.
Tim, do you remember we used to do that?
What's that?
Do you remember at
What's that?
the Sega hotline, if a kid was making a sound effect from the game, we'd try to get him on the loudspeaker and get him to do it as many times as possible.
Many times as we
Yeah,
could.
so I'm not quite getting it. What was that sound again? Sorry, I'm not quite getting it. Can you do it again? And I think we got this one kid. He was cracking up laughing by the end. Yeah,
Then the rest of the afternoon was a running joke, basically.
pretty much. My answer: Two Crude Dudes. I really think that game needs to come back. Being able to pick up the guy that you just finished beating them up and throw them against the wall, or picking up Coke machines and bashing people over the head with it. Good times. And we need that again. We need good times.
A simpler time, wasn't it, back then, really? It was.
Very much so. We have finished our questions. So, thank you very much, ball boys, umpires, and gentlemen. Retrokaiser, what have you got coming up? Streaming or channel-wise, what have you got coming up?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I'm actually going to be planning to stream, the next Shantae game and some more retro games. But right now I'm currently filming both episode 6 and 7 of Kaisercade. After nearly 2 years of no new episodes happening, they're happening. They're finally happening.
You do a good job on those shows. You don't give yourself enough credit. That's like watching a proper TV show from start to end with reviews, gags. You need more attention with that.
It started with an all-night session of watching The Zone just to study how
Zone.
Zone. Yeah.
You do that
Yeah,
well.
that's why I'm going for. I wanted something that looked like a TV show, not necessarily like a professional one, but looks like something that would be airable in the 90s at least.
No, I was going to say you do it in a
Maybe
way that's
now
like
I'll
it's
probably
a
get
TV show without all the cheesy crap that some of those shows used to have. And Sega Master Tim, you can
like Golden Jacket.
Yeah, thank you. Coming from the guy with the golden jacket. No, it was a guy. If you ever watched the old episodes of the Zone, there's a guy. Hi there. How you going? I'm just hanging out, and chilling out. And it was just like, oh, shut up and get on with the game, will you? Yeah, I used to really cringe watching those.
Do you like games?
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, he does say that. It's like, no shit. I'm watching a show called The Zone. Can you hurry up and just show the damn games? Sega, Top Loader, what have you got coming up, like in the next year or so with your channel? Because it takes you that long to make a video.
I've actually been doing more Twitter videos than anything, but I'm still doing my sealed games video. But we'll be coming out this year, Spacies. Don't worry about that. It's just a different video. That's why it's taking so long. It's a very different video to what I'm used to. It's completely different, actually. That's why it's a little bit harder to do this time. It's a learning step for me, but you know what? I want to do it. I want to finish it. So until I finish it, that's what I will be doing. And yes, Funny Man will be released this year, eventually.
Who are you calling the funny man, the guy with the gold jacket on?
That's right. You're the funny man.
I was going to ask you, though, and this is a serious question. If Twitter announced a video sharing platform similar to YouTube, would you take it seriously and go all out on Twitter instead?
Yes.
Same.
Yep.
I would ditch
100%.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And go to Twitter.
100,000%. I get so much more interaction. Sega Master Tim knows it too. We get so much more interactions from Twitter. People comment. They actually take an interest as a community there. Everyone watches everyone's stuff they put up. It's fun. I enjoy it more than YouTube.
Yeah.
That's probably why I put those Follow Friday videos out, because I genuinely enjoy doing it every week for everybody. Everyone seems to like it. And that's answers your question pretty well, I think, and I agree 100,000%.
So, dear Twitter, if you somehow get to watch this, which is not going to happen, or can we get the message to, if we can get the message to Twitter, can you not put a restriction on 2 minutes for your videos? And I swear to God, you can actually turn it into something you can cash in on with advertisement, etc. I would seriously take that on. But anyway, Sega Master Tim, what have you got coming up? When are you coming to Twitch?
Well, I had it all planned, but then I've had a few things happen, like a roof collapsing with a severe storm, so I've had to pay that. Now I have to pay a bucket load of money to get my garage door fixed. So every time I'm thinking of getting it done,
and your arcade blew up
cost-wise.
Your arcade went up in smoke too.
Yes, but now can I just anyone watching this, everyone who helped me out, I appreciate it so much. I learned how to switch. I know some people might think, that's easy, but for me it was a big learning experience how to switch components in a computer. So yes, I was able to switch around the power unit, and it's all up and running now, so everything's back to normal. So I want to learn more about building my own PC once things get a little bit more normal in the world. Yes, so that's one. But what have I got coming up? You might have seen a little message about a week ago where I'm going to do a showdown for every game room that I've posted. So I'm about to hit 300 game rooms in a few days. So what I'm going to do is do a knockout sort of competition, and basically the followers choose as to which one's best, and it's a knockout round. It's going to take a very long time to work out which one's the best, but I've got like a knockout bracket.
It better have the last gamer in there somewhere. I mean, is he disqualified because his room is just too good?
Yeah, he needs to be like paying to win in a sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise me. I think people more like things that are attainable than something that is at last gamer's level.
Yeah.
You know, so they see something that is obtainable and they think, oh, well, I could do that. Yeah, and it's really interesting. Like some of the rooms that I have posted up, some people, it's interesting what sort of attracts them. So it could be like the number of consoles, it could be like the lighting, it could be a whole bunch of things. So it's really interesting to find out which one's actually going to turn out on top. So yeah, look out for that. I'm thinking it should start in about 5 days.
Okay.
Nice. So about 5-6 days.
Forward to that.
Thank you. And we've got a comment there in the comment section. G to the next level says that he wouldn't drop YouTube cold, but he could see himself easing into Twitter, which is probably what I would do too. Whatever happened to... He's asking though, whatever happened to Twitch's service that was supposed to be an alternative to YouTube creators? I think that Twitch has got the best potential to be the contender for YouTube. However, they just haven't really done it. They're slowly making changes to the way the layout looks, but their announced changes that are taking too long to be implemented. Meanwhile, YouTube's just steamrolling ahead. So I don't know. I personally enjoy myself more on Twitch. I remember coming into it thinking, what's this crap about? I really don't see how I can enjoy this, but I ended up finding out that I just like the interactivity with Twitch. Then you don't get that with YouTube unless you're streaming live on that platform, but even then you don't have the same tools at your disposal that you do on Twitch. And you don't get live flashing lights like I've got. Hang on, I'll demonstrate this.
We go dance or what?
We're going to do the dance. Here we go. A fake follow, if it happens. My system is just crap. It is just... Here we go. And it's not doing the flashing lights. Anyway, I think it's just lagging too much, but it will probably kick in when we finish. But anyway, I don't get the same interactivity with YouTube that I do on Twitter. So, guys, I think we're going to call it an end before my computer blows up or something. Thank you for everyone. Glad you guys liked the jacket. Thank you, Retrokaiser, for getting that to happen. That was just a spin out, and I don't know. Should I get a top hat to go with it? I don't want to steal Top Hat's thunder.
You don't want to overdo the crazy, man. Okay? You got to keep it, grounded in some level.
Why not? Do crazy, go 100%. Now,
the top hat's too much. That's why the top hat's way too much.
The jacket will only get worn on the Since Spacies Show and not on any other videos. So thank God.
Not your Friday night dinners, eh?
No, I'll reserve it.
I can just picture him going hosting these PAX panels like, hi. Welcome to PAX.
Well, thing is, I've got so many cool jackets to choose from. The Sonic one, I've got the Since Spacies jacket, I've also got a Space Invaders jacket, so it's hard to choose which one I want to go with. But come on, man, this is, this is tops. The only thing's missing is a bloody wheel in the background. Spin it.
and a few giant logies in the background too.
And then spin for the question.
G to the next level saying the jacket is so you though. Oh, thank you. Anyway, my name has been Brian and I've been gaming since Spacies. Thank you guys. Bye.
Since Spacies.
Hey.
Oh,
What do you mean by been Brian?
I've been Brian. I'm still am Brian.
It sounds like you said Ben Brian.
It's like a Ben Brian. I'm Ben Brian.
It sounds like Ben Brian. That's what it sounds like. And I'm Australian and I understand the accent.
Deary me.
You knob rot.
Oh man.
We're still on the air, they can still hear us.
Oh great, could have warned us all. Bringing out my A material here.
Alright,
I don't have B and C.
Hashtag bin Brian, he says.